Hi, I'm KWells, and this is my presentation on the Transferred Employee Case Study. In this case study, I, the department head, am facing a challenging dilemma regarding the completion of a transferred employee's annual performance appraisal. My supervisor has suggested that altering the internal transfer documents will avoid negative repercussions from incomplete evaluations. However, this made me quite uncomfortable with the course of action due to ethical concerns and potential consequences. Conflicting advice from legal counsel and personal ethical considerations add much complexity to the decision-making process in this case. I personally would not switch the documents because of the uncomfortable feeling that I had within myself about being advised to do so. Even though it may not be illegal, it is still unethical. Though legal counsel had advised that changing the documents to correct administrative errors may not be illegal, however, I must consider the broader ethical implications and potential repercussions for the organization's integrity and reputation. As mentioned before, even though it is legal, doesn't mean that it is ethical. Ethical considerations play a crucial role in this case, emphasizing the importance of integrity, honesty, and transparency in the organizational practice. I had to weigh the ethical implications of altering documents to avoid negative HR actions against the legal advice provided. Changing the documents or confronting the supervisor both carry potential consequences. Professional, personal, and organizational repercussions must be carefully evaluated to determine the most appropriate course of action in this case. Identifying stakeholders and considering their interest and potential reactions is essential. This includes the employee, supervisors, the HR department, legal counsel, and the organization as a whole. Understanding their perspectives helps in making a well-informed decision. So why is understanding the stakeholder position important? One reason is understanding perspective. Different stakeholders have varying interests, concerns, and perspectives related to the situation. Recognizing these perspectives helps in anticipating their reactions and considering their needs when making decisions. Another is managing expectations. Stakeholders may have expectations about the outcome of a decision or the process involved. By identifying stakeholders early on, it becomes possible to manage their expectations through clear communication and transparency. Another is building support. Engaging with the stakeholders and considering their interests fosters trust and collaboration. Involving relevant parties in the decision-making process increases the likelihood of gaining their support and cooperation. Another is minimizing resistance. Stakeholders who feel ignored or marginalized may become resistant to change or decisions that affect them. By acknowledging their concerns and involving them in a process, resistance can be minimalized, leading to smoother implementation of decisions. Addressing impacts. Different stakeholders may be impacted differently by the decision. Identifying stakeholders allows for a comprehensive assessment of these impacts and the development of strategies to mitigate any negative consequences. Lastly, promoting accountability. Recognizing stakeholders holds them accountable for their roles and responsibilities in the decision-making process. It then ensures that all relevant parties are involved and accountable for the outcomes of a situation. As I mentioned earlier, I would not change the documents because it doesn't seem like the right thing to do. I would also confront my supervisor after approaching legal counsel to let him know the decision I had made. My next course of action would be to find alternative solutions to the ones that had already attempted. Several alternative solutions exist, such as seeking a compromise with the supervisor, escalating the issue to higher management, or finding a different approach to evaluate the employee's performance. Each alternative solution should be evaluated based on its alignment with organizational values and ethical principles. The first possible solution in this case would be to seek compromise with my supervisor. This solution involves finding a middle ground between my supervisors and my directive and maintaining ethical integrity. By discussing concerns with the supervisor, It may be possible to negotiate a resolution that addresses the need for completing the employee's appraisal while upholding organizational values. However, the success of this approach depends on the willingness of me and my supervisor to find a mutually accepted solution. Another solution could be taking the issue to higher management, but this does come with a risk. If direct negotiation with the supervisor fails or is not feasible, escalating the issue to higher management can provide a broader perspective and potentially lead to a resolution. Higher management may be able to intervene, clarify expectations, or provide guidance on how to proceed. However, this approach carries the risk of creating tension between departments or undermining trust in my immediate supervisor. The final solution may be finding another way to evaluate the transferred employee. Rather than focusing solely on completing the annual performance appraisal as initially planned, exploring alternative evaluation methods or timelines may offer a solution. This could involve conducting a more informal assessment based on the employee's recent performance in the new department, seeking feedback from colleagues, or developing a customized evaluation process for this employee. However, it carries a risk. Careful consideration should be given to ensure fairness and accuracy in assessing the new employee's performance. The ethical framework that I would choose would be deontology. I think it fits very well within this situation. Deontology is judging whether something is right or wrong based on its values. In this case, I had the feeling that changing around the documents would not have been the right thing, but I wasn't sure what repercussions I would face going over my supervisor's head. The need of one, being my supervisor, does outweigh the needs of many, being the other stakeholders involved. The main thing to consider in this specific case is the ethical principles and how it would reflect on myself and also my organization. By putting into practice the alternative solutions, it may turn the situation around. This concludes my presentation on the case study of the transferred employee. Thanks for watching.